New today, we've learned the Justice Department has renewed its call for information from the January 6th committee, specifically requesting transcripts of all of the depositions that the committee conducted. According to a court filing, the letter from the DOJ read, "It is now readily apparent that the interviews the Select Committee conducted are not just potentially relevant to our overall criminal investigations, but are likely relevant to specific prosecutions," hear this, "that have already commenced." 3 Justice Department officials signed that letter, including the U.S. Attorney for D.C. Chairman Benny Thompson responded today.
We will work with them, but we have a report to do.
So,
We are not going to stop what we're doing to share the information that we've gotten so far with the Department of Justice.
The DOJ describes the documents it's seeking from the committee as crucial. Donald Ayer is here, Deputy Attorney General in the first Bush administration. Donald, thank you. I'll ask about the documents in a second, but first the hearing. Lots of legal jargon, a lot of talk of historical precedent, but doesn't it all kind of boil down to the President of the United States pressured the Vice President of the United States to do something that multiple experts say was unconstitutional?
I think that's right, and there was some legal jargon, but I think the most significant thing about this hearing, and I think it was true of the initial hearing earlier, is the indications of how many people who worked for Donald Trump were in a variety of ways trying to stop what he was trying to do. If anybody thought that this was a concerted effort of others and Trump was just along for the ride, boy, oh boy, I mean, the events that have been described in great detail in both of these hearings show all manner of people trying to set him straight and trying to prevent him from doing the things that he's doing and him persisting. So I think it's tremendously indicative of a person who really was the driving force, as best we can tell at this point. And I think that's news, because I don't think we knew these details or knew that it would be fair to say that was what was going on until we heard this stuff.
We certainly did not. The committee, Donald, is reportedly still deciding on whether to issue a criminal referral for Donald Trump to the DOJ. You've worked there. Based on what you've seen so far, is there a case?
Oh, I think there's great indication of what will likely be a very substantial case. I think a couple things are important. One is you have to recognize that the judgment about criminal prosecution is a complicated one, and it's going to be made by the Justice Department. And there's a lot of considerations that go into it. So I think as citizens, our job is to be patient and wait and see what happens. But I think the evidence that you're seeing developed in these hearings, much of it was known before, but the details as they've been woven together in these hearings weren't really clear before. So I think that it's a very powerful record. Of course, it's still unfolding. We've got multiple more hearings on different topics to hear about. But yes, I think there's an enormous amount of evidence that's indicative of a strong possibility of prosecution, but we're just going to have to wait. I do think this development with regard to the wanting copies of the transcripts is quite significant. And I can talk more about that if you want me to.
I wish we had the time. Donald Ayer, appreciate your insights tonight. Thanks very much.